starts right now.
And a good morning to you guys out there. It is 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. Smiley face right there in the teleprompter.
That's pretty cool. Yes. Yeah, we have fireworks going over here.
We do, yes. Great job by our producer, Hardy Meredith, getting us ready to go in the mood for 4th of July. It should be a lot of fun today.
Yeah, and I'm hearing that the weather will work out at least for the fireworks, Justin.
Yeah, sure. It's going to be hot. You know, that's pretty much every 4th of July here around South Texas. Temperatures are going to be up near 100 again this afternoon. So if you're going to be outside for, hours, perhaps you're grilling or, just hanging out outside, know that heat illness can sneak up on you very quickly. Let's look at the fireworks forecast. Speaking of fireworks, 95 at 8 p.m., around 10 p.m., 90, 85 midnight. Toasty, humid, mostly clear. Perfect for fireworks as you head out around town to the different festivities. Here's what we're watching. Notice we've got some clouds there in the background, but in general, we're going to get a better idea of what Beryl is going to do once he gets into the Gulf of Mexico tomorrow. I know a lot of folks are wanting some clarity. How much rain are we going to get? When is it going to move in? I think we'll have a much better idea by tomorrow. So stick with us. We're going to continue to update you. But I will tell you this. If you're headed to the beach this weekend, be very careful on the Texas coast because regardless of where Beryl goes, there are going to be rip tides, high tides. There could be some coastal flooding in spots. So just be very careful if that's in your plans. And yes, rainfall in San Antonio. It's still too early to talk amounts, but I think our rainfall chances are increasing, and that's not a bad thing. Here's the latest on Beryl. It's still a Category 3 hurricane, moving west-northwest at about 20 miles per hour. Winds are at 120, so this is still a powerful hurricane. It passed by Jamaica yesterday. It'll be headed towards Cancun by tomorrow. We're going to take a look at the updated path that just came in at 4 a.m. and talk about, again, potential impacts here in San Antonio. That's in just a couple of minutes, but let's talk traffic now. RJ's on traffic and anchor duty this morning.
Yes, Justin, and
is there anyone out there?
No, not much traffic duty going on right now as we take a look at our TransGuide traffic cameras. Wow, look at that. It seems like people are definitely taking advantage of the 4th of July holiday. Not too many people on the roads right now as we take a look. 410 at West Military Drive on the west side of town. See, we get one more shot here, 281 and 410, the airport, everything looking okay. But of course, maybe some people taking a 4th of July flight here in just a bit. All right, let's go ahead and check in with our man on the roads, Alex Gomez. He is out and about drive cam this morning. So Alex, I know things are light out there, so just give the folks an idea of what you're looking at right now.
Well, right now I'm on the southeast side, RJ, 37 southbound, right near Military Drive. So I can tell you that I'm not expecting a whole lot of traffic this morning. It's the 4th of July, it's holiday traffic, so not too much going to be happening. I'll let you know if something does happen, and I'll let you know where that slowdown will be in the city, RJ.
Alex, and happy 4th of July to Alex and all of our drivers that are about to step outside right now. We'll check in with him in just a bit, but we do want to get to some news here. New this morning, 4 people are now in San Antonio police custody after 3 people were shot overnight. Well, this happened around 2:30 this morning in the area of Piedmont and Vanderbilt. Police responded to a call about a group of men walking around shooting guns. When they arrived, they found 3 men there, including a 17-year-old with gunshot wounds. All 3 were taken to the hospital, and at least 1 was in serious condition. Police detained 4 suspects.
Well, Central Med says it is back online more than 2 months after its computers were hacked. So what does that mean for patients who say they have struggled to make appointments, refill prescriptions, and get their medical records? Well, Central Med says patients can now do all of that again. Central Med says their computer systems were compromised on April 30th. Throughout that time, about 400,000 former and current patients' private information was at risk.
However, safely caring for patients remains our highest priority. Despite restrictions on the use of the electronic medical record, Central Med has remained open and patients have been receiving care.
That was not my experience. They said walk in. I walked in. I needed a paper referral, a piece of paper that says, Mike, you can go see your cardiologist that you've been seeing for 2 years. This is not new stuff. And they couldn't do it.
Now, as for those compromised files, Central Med's statement reads in part, quote, "We do not know precisely what data was potentially affected," adding, "We have no evidence that patient data was used or that any patient or associate is at greater risk of fraud, but they are still asking anyone who believes that they're experiencing identity theft to call the toll-free number, and the line is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
He's a top official within the Beryl County District Attorney's Office, and now he's announcing his resignation. You see him right there. Mr. Pete Gallego will step aside later this month. Gallego worked as a government relations advisor and then the communications director for the district attorney, Joe Gonzalez. He's also served as a U.S. congressman from 2013 to 2015, and he was also a member of the Texas State House. Gallego will leave the DA's office on July 16th. All right, well, nothing says 4th of July like Old Glory flying high over our family celebrations.
And as our Patty Santos shows us, a local company is spreading patriotism around the world with U.S. flags made right here in the Alamo City.
Dixie Flag and Banner Company is celebrating its 66th year.
Since 1958, Alamo City hands have been proudly helping Old Glory look her best.
We make flags year-round.
Dixie Flag President Vanessa Van de Pew says summer is the patriotic season, with Memorial Day leading to Flag Day and 4th of July.
Over an entire year, we're selling probably close to like 4,000 United States flags.
That's custom-made flags, some as big as a football field, others displayed prominently all over the U.S.
We have made the flag for the George Washington Bridge. For a long time, that was the largest free-flying United States flag in the world, and it was the record holder. We also made a flag that was unfurled at the Freedom Tower 10 years after 9/11.
And Dixie Flag has been part of 6 presidential inaugurations.
Each piece is those stripes are individually sewn, and you can see the reinforced hemming.
Old Glory is beautiful and a bit complex. The 13 stripes and 100 stars, 50 on each side, all individually sewn.
We definitely recommend applique flags. So applique is when it's all sewn together. So it's not digitally printed because the colors stay truer and brighter longer.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
That is really cool, and seeing the flag there on the Alamo Dome with the UT in the back, I wonder if they were the ones responsible for that, Dixie Flag.
Probably.
Yeah.
Do a good job.
Well, Dixie Flag and Banner Company is part of the National Flag Manufacturers Association of America, and they're pushing a bill called the Make American Flags in America Act of 2023.
Well, it's a bill that would require federal agencies to display flags that were sourced and made right here in the U.S. Well, it is the 4th of July, and right now we want to hear from you. How much are you willing to spend on fireworks? You can head over to ksat.com/poll to put in your answer there. And it looks like right now a lot of people don't want to spend too much on the 4th of July.
So they say.
Yeah, right
but
now,
you know what?
early in the morning.
San Antonians love them some fireworks. So I'm sure that we may get some folks spend a little bit more than $50 there, $100.
Even more than 100, I think. I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, Patty actually did a story earlier this week where she was saying that there was a group that spent over like $1,200.
I could see that.
On
I
fireworks.
could see that.
It's a good idea if you just want to combine forces and get enough fireworks out there.
If you have enough people to contribute.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Yeah, so we will continue to check on these results throughout the rest of the morning. Moving on to some other news here. President Biden is vowing to stay in the race despite sources saying that he's, quote, keeping an open mind. Biden met last night with more than 20 Democratic governors who called it a candid discussion. The Biden campaign said that the president sought the governor's advice and expertise as he doubled down on saying that basically he's going to stay in the race to defeat Donald Trump this fall. The president also told them that a medical checkup after the debate showed that he is in good health, and after meeting with governors, he expressed public support for Biden. Those governors did. But several Democrats in Congress are calling on Biden to step aside. And looking ahead, the president is talking with ABC News' George Stephanopoulos for his first interview since debate night. Their conversation will now air during primetime, and you can watch the ABC News exclusive interview this Friday, tomorrow at 7 o'clock at night, right here on KSAT 12. Okay, so the big story overnight, Stephanie, we've been following. Our weather department has been all over this. Hurricane Beryl slamming into Jamaica, and closer to home, Governor Greg Abbott is beginning to get emergency crews ready for the impacts to the Texas Gulf Coast.
Well, officials in parts of South Texas, including Brownsville and Cameron County, are preparing for the potential impacts by distributing sandbags and urging some people to voluntarily evacuate. ABC's Andrea Fujii has the latest.
This morning, hurricane warnings issued for the Cayman Islands and Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula as Beryl barrels northwest. Oil companies like BP and Shell are now evacuating some workers from rigs in the Gulf. Beryl brushed by Jamaica as a Category 4, winds up to 140 miles an hour. Tourists riding out the storm.
We went to the airport just to make sure, and every counter, just like they told us, they said, hey, every flight is full. You can't get off this island.
Jamaica's prime minister warned overnight the island has not seen the worst of Beryl's impact. Up to 9 feet of storm surge was expected, with flooding and mudslides. ABC's Faith Abube is in Montego Bay.
People who are in low-lying areas, flood-prone areas, some of them had to be evacuated. The winds came in strong and intensified throughout the day. You can still see some of the effect. The outer bands of Beryl still impacting us here in Montego Bay.
Beryl has claimed at least 7 lives in the Caribbean. Satellite images show the island of Carriacou in Grenada before the storm and after. Aid workers are racing to bring food to Union Island, where 90% of the homes were leveled. Beryl could impact Texas next week, possibly as a Category 1 hurricane. Meanwhile, the West Coast is facing one of the longest heat waves in 18 years. People from Arizona to the San Francisco Bay Area to Oregon could see record high temps. California's Death Valley could hit 130, which would set a record for the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth. Hot and windy conditions are fueling this wildfire in Northern California, forcing 26,000 people to evacuate, prompting the governor to declare an emergency. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Well, the time now is 5:11 and 80 degrees for now.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning San Antonio. Doctors are taking a closer look at the impact of weight loss drugs on muscle mass.
Also next, an inside look at how the newest members of the San Antonio Spurs, Stephon Castle and Harrison Ingram, are getting acquainted with the Alamo City.
I hear Manu Ginobili has a little bit something to do with them getting used to the San Antonio area. As we take a quick look here, live cam, and things pretty quiet outside right now, but do expect those skies to fill up with some fireworks later tonight. We will be back. Justin's going to have this forecast coming up here in just a bit. Welcome back. It is 5:15. Well, it's hard to believe, but the Summer Spurs will start play later this weekend. And the newest Spurs players, the rooks right here, Stephon Castle and Harrison Ingram, have been getting accustomed to life as an NBA player. KSAT Sports' Nick Mantis shows us how.
Hey guys, yeah, it's been one heck of a week for these San Antonio Spurs rookies. They got an opportunity to go to dinner with Manu Ginobili, and Harrison Ingram told us that this is one dinner that he is never going to forget.
I mean, first off, just how much of a normal person he is. You know, he's Manu Ginobili, you know, the 6th man of the year, best 6th man of all time, you know, 3-4-time champion. But, you know, talking to him, he's just a normal dude. He said he got drafted. He wasn't even suspecting it. He didn't know he was going to get drafted. Wasn't expecting to get drafted, especially the Spurs. And then come from the 56th pick, he said he was. He said it wasn't easy. I mean, he wasn't given anything. You had to earn everything. And really just for him, he said being in the Spurs organization is such a good organization for those late picks to develop and to get your chance and to get a fair shot.
As for what's next for these rookies, they're going to leave on Friday, flying out to Sacramento, California for the Sacramento, California Classic. First game of that tournament is going to be against the Charlotte Hornets on Saturday night. From the Spurs practice facility, Nick Mantis, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Nick. But I wonder what the meal was, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course they can't drink. They're all like 18, 19 years old, so they definitely can't have alcohol. But what are you eating with Manu Ginobili? He's a world traveler here. Maybe some Argentinian cuisine?
Or maybe they just kept it simple and did like, I don't know.
Some good old-fashioned San Antonio barbecue. There you go. Or Tex-Mex. There you go.
It'll be interesting to find out.
Yeah, definitely. 5:17 right now and 80 degrees outside.
Let's look outside with Drive Cam. Alex Gomez is on the road. He is not joined by a whole lot of people. Maybe people are sleeping in for the 4th of July, but things look pretty good so far. We're going to check in with him in just a minute.
To me, Harlem is home, but home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem?
All the way down.
So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3. When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Feel the power of Osteo Biflex. Taken every day, it's clinically shown to improve joint comfort in 7 days with significant improvement over time.
Discover new Dove Whole Body Invisible Cream, a new whole body deodorant that's blissfully coconut and vanilla scented for all-day whole body confidence. It's Dove Care, made for anywhere. Try new Dove Whole Body Deodorant.
Welcome back to Good Morning San Antonio. And of course, a lot of people getting ready to celebrate 4th of July today. Any plans, y'all? I got to be here tomorrow morning. So
I took tomorrow off so I can enjoy the fireworks tonight.
Nice.
That's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, I went out and bought a 6-pack of water.
Smart move.
Dang it.
I
thought I was going to be hanging out at your house today.
Drinking water, hydrating for the morning.
Sure, water. All right, guys, traffic here. 410 Evers, not expecting too many people on the roads this morning. Kind of figured that it's kind of been this way the entire week. Some good news is that we're also not seeing any of that construction that, of course, has caused some major delays in the past couple of days. Let's go ahead and check in with photojournalist Alex Gomez hitting the roads for us. Drive cam in out there in the city of San Antonio. Alex, how are things looking?
Well, so far they're looking great, RJ. Check this out. I drove from the south side all the way to the west side. Didn't have any issues. Right now I'm on 410 northbound near Culebra. Right now everything looks good. A lot of drivers have the day off today, so it should be a lot less volume. Now, I don't have any 6-packs of water in here, but I do have some coffee, black coffee, to keep me awake, RJ.
Coffee works.
Whatever gets them going.
Hey, coffee's good too. That's good too. Hey, let's talk about Hurricane Beryl. Where is it right now? Category 3 hurricane. This is the 4 a.m. update. When it's moving west-northwest at 20 miles per hour. Winds are still at 120, so this is still a major hurricane. Still a big story for the Caribbean. It's affecting right now the Cayman Islands. You can kind of see them right there. Those little islands there. Affected Jamaica yesterday. Next in line is going to be the Yucatan Peninsula. So Cancun, Cozumel, Tulum, all areas that could be impacted by this hurricane. Let's look at the track here. This is from the Hurricane Center. By tomorrow morning, 1 a.m., very early, winds at 90 miles per hour. This is weakened to a Category 1 storm, due mainly to wind shear. And then as it crosses over the Yucatan, it weakens. This has not changed. This idea moves back into the Gulf of Mexico. Winds start to pick up a little bit more because the water is warm, and we think this could re-strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane. Now look at the path here, and don't focus on this, the center of it, okay? Because it could be anywhere from Corpus Christi all the way down to northern Mexico. But I think the models are kind of honing in on that area, northern Mexico, the deep South Texas coast. These are areas that want to watch this very closely. If it stayed, say, a tropical storm or a low-end hurricane, Category 1 hurricane, I don't think that would be necessarily a bad thing. We'd have to watch for some wind damage, but the rain is needed in the valley too. If this could just be a rainmaker, not too much rain, but just a rainmaker, that really could be a good thing for everyone involved. But we know the waters are warm, and we've got to watch that re-strengthening very, very closely. From there, the next question will be, which direction does it go? More of a westerly move. It takes away some of the rain for us here in San Antonio. But even Tuesday morning, we're still talking about a tropical storm here somewhere potentially in South Texas or Mexico. Regardless of where this goes, if you have plans to go to the Texas coast this weekend, we want to caution you. There could be some rain, high surf for sure. Rip currents are going to be an issue, and there could be some coastal flooding once some of this water starts to pile up. Not only in the path, but also to the north across the coastal bend. So be very, very careful if that is in your plans this weekend. And we mentioned its path is going to play a large role in our rainfall. Saturday, let's fast forward to Saturday because we have a frontal boundary that's moving in. That's going to kick up some showers and storms. That's our first chance of rain. Then we turn our attention to Beryl. As it moves in, and this is just one computer model, by the way. This isn't exactly how this will play out, but this gives us a general idea. Once it starts to move into South Texas, if it does, the question will be, where does it go after that? And there still are several different possibilities here. If we were to go due north, it could be windy and wet here in San Antonio. If it were to follow the Rio Grande, that would be a pretty wet scenario for us. But if it were to continue west, it would be a drier forecast. We just got to wait until tomorrow, I think, until this thing reemerges, and we'll get a better idea of how this is going to affect us. Nonetheless, I think there's enough tropical moisture around where we can bring rain chances up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And we also have that rain chance Saturday that I talked about with that weak frontal boundary. Outside right now, 80 in San Antonio, 79 New Braunfels. Forecast for today takes us up to 100. Yes, it will be hot for all the fireworks forecasts or all the fireworks festivities, if I can say that. 97 Saturday, 95 Sunday, and then we'll be watching for the impacts of Beryl as we get into early next week with lower high temperatures potentially in the 80s. We'll be right back.
In this morning's GMA First Look, do weight loss medications cause people to lose more muscle than regular weight loss regimens?
I've struggled with my weight basically all of my adult life, and I've lost and gained many times over. Pretty sure I've tried every diet there is.
46-year-old Tiffany from Boise, Idaho, says she started taking compounded semaglutide nearly 5 months ago. While not a new FDA concern, some doctors, like Tiffany's, have told their patients to be mindful of muscle mass loss.
She wants to make sure that lean body mass isn't significantly decreasing while body fat percentage stays elevated. So her goal is to make sure that it's body fat that's being lost and not just lean body mass.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have tips on how to maintain muscle mass when losing weight. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Time now is 5:29 and 80 degrees for now.
Oof, all right, feeling it 80 degrees out there. Well, including, speaking of being outside, there are several places hosting early 4th of July celebrations for the family. We'll check in live at the Pearl coming up next.
And ahead at 6, you have heard a lot about hurricanes and natural disasters recently, so which could really hurt your finances. Ivan Adetta is back to share how you can protect your most valuable stuff. Hi, welcome back. It is 5:32. A few people on the road when I drove into work, and I was wondering, what are their 4th of July plans, or are they going to work too?
I mean, maybe, or just trying to get out early enough to maybe take care of a few things before things get a little hot outside, and that's going to be the case across the area.
Buy the tacos early. Have them ready.
Yeah. Or get the grilling going early. I mean, here we go.
Super early.
Yeah.
You could do that, but the problem with that is then it's already hot, You got to enjoy the mornings while they're still cool. 56% full Canyon Lake. We've been looking at these numbers most of the week, but I just want to reiterate, if you're headed out to one of the reservoirs today, a lot of people, go out to Canyon Lake or even Medina for 4th of July. I know that there's hardly any water in Medina. Canyon's down to record lows, 56.2%. Chokes at 21.6%. So these are all in bad shape. What would really help us out? Some good tropical rainfall. It's possible. We've got some in the forecast. As it stands right now, we're going to talk about that here in just a bit. Let's look at the fireworks forecast, though. 95 at 8 o'clock, 90 at 10 p.m., 85 midnight. Looks good. Sunset, by the way, is at 8:38. So most of those fireworks shows right around 9 o'clock. And it looks good. We're not going to have much cloud cover either. Beryl, this is what could bring us some rain. We've still got some questions. But right now, Category 3 hurricane. It still looks pretty good. Winds are at 120 miles per hour, but it is forecast to weaken as it moves towards the Yucatan. The next question will be, once it passes by the Yucatan, what does that mean for Texas? And there are still some scenarios that could bring us some rain, some that may not. We're going to take another look at that for you coming up in just a couple minutes. Now let's talk traffic. What is going on, if anything?
Not much. Not much going on this 4th of July holiday, Justin. Things looking pretty quiet out there as we take a look at the northeast side. 35 at Space Center, 37 at Houston, coming up on the southeast side, the downtown area, and a little bit further on the east side there, southeast, 37 at Hackberry. So you see that's pretty much smooth sailing across the city of San Antonio. But you know what? Let's get the word on the ground, though, because the man is on a mission right now. Alex Gomez, he's checking out Drive Cam for us. Alex, how are things looking out there?
They're excellent, RJ. I'm over here by the airport, 410 eastbound near Nacogdoches Road right now, but road conditions are great. Dry roads this morning. It's holiday traffic. Not too many drivers out here, so I'm going to keep on driving. And of course, if I see any slowdowns or delays, you'll be the first to know, RJ.
Yeah, definitely appreciate that, Alex. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Well, this morning, 2 Bexar County deputy constables are recovering after they were attacked by a man they were trying to evict from an apartment. This happened yesterday on Gardendale Road near Wurzbach in Fredericksburg on the city's northwest side. Now, the 2 deputy constables confronted the man as they tried to enter the apartment and were attacked by the suspect.
That subject had a weapon of some type, and again, he engaged the officers, and they were injured in the process.
Well, both of the deputy constables were cut and they were taken to the hospital. That suspect was taken into custody.
All right, well, we keep on mentioning this. Of course, today is Independence Day. However, some of us early morning folks, unfortunately, cannot stay up to watch the fireworks. We'll undoubtedly hear them, though, later on tonight. But that does not mean that we're going to all miss out on all the fun.
That's true. There are several places hosting early 4th of July celebrations for the family. And our Patty Santos is live at the Pearl this morning where the celebrations kick off actually in just a few hours, Patty.
Yeah, I'm here at the Pearl. It is so refreshing out right now. You should be jealous that I'm out here and you're not. The festivities here start from 9 till noon. There's going to be face painting. The new Summer Vibes mural was just finished yesterday. There's going to be live music. There's going to be a DJ and a lot of stuff that you can do early with the kids as well. And this is why it's so important, folks, because it is so hot out there. This is a good alternative to get out today. The extreme heat can bring about heat cramps, heat exhaustion, or even a heat stroke. And these are some of the signs that you need to look for if you're outside today. A throbbing headache, confusion, nausea, dizziness, maybe even a fast, strong pulse, even fainting.
All of a sudden, the person might forget their name, not know where they are, and might not know who you are. Any of those kinds of signs are that it's progressing to that dangerous, very dangerous level.
All right, and doctors say you should really be careful with children and adults who take certain medications. And if you have people that are visiting you into town from maybe a northern state where it doesn't get this hot, make sure that they know the signs to look out for because they're just not used to this Texas heat. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, a bunch of good advice there, Patty, as people make their plans for 4th of July. And another friendly reminder, if you're someone that's planning on shooting off your own fireworks, just keep in mind that it could come with a hefty fine depending on where you live. The use of fireworks is in the city limits right here in San Antonio is illegal and could carry a fine of up to $2,000 for anyone who gets caught using them.
And right now we want to hear from you. How much are you willing to spend on fireworks? So you can head over to ksat.com/poll. And I believe right now it's less than $20. Just from, what I see, I think people are not awake right now on the 4th of July to vote. I think this poll, if we keep it going all day, it will change. And I'm pretty confident that we could at least say more than 50.
It might be some of these early risers that do not want to be awakened late tonight by some of these fireworks.
Yeah.
But I do anticipate that might change there because less than 20, I'm thinking that San Antonio, we've seen in the past, they like to set off some fireworks for sure.
Yeah, I know, right? They're like, don't pop them. Well, in your morning headlines, a federal judge in Texas has temporarily blocked a government ban on non-compete agreements, which was set to take effect in September. So supporters of the ban approved by the FTC earlier this year argue that non-compete agreements hurt workers and suppress wages. However, a coalition of businesses sued, arguing the FTC overstepped its authority, and yesterday, the judge here in Texas agreed. An estimated 30 million Americans are currently bound by non-competes, which typically prevent them from joining a competing business for a certain period of time.
And this morning we have an important recall that we want to tell you about as you get set for your 4th of July barbecue. Hill Country Fair potato salad, which was sold at H-E-B and Jovi's Smart Shop locations right here in Texas, that's all being recalled because they could contain hard pieces of plastic. Research Fine Food is voluntarily issuing that recall. The affected products have a use-by date of July 26. H-E-B says that all impacted products have been removed from their store shelves. If you have any of the potentially tainted potato salad, you can return it for a full refund.
Yeah, it's a good reminder because a lot of people might be cooking out.
Yeah, absolutely. And potato salad's a pretty popular side dish, especially for a lot of 4th of July barbecues.
Yes,
Sure.
so look out for that. Time now, 5:40 and 80 degrees for now.
All right, so we want you to stay with us, of course, because we have, look at this right here, a really nice pet, a couple of look like little kitties right there that are ready for a new home. We'll show you how easy it is to adopt them coming up next.
And looking out there with live cam this 4th of July, we're starting off at 8 degrees. I mean, it's not cool by any measure. However, the sun is not shining bright, so it's a little more tolerable if you need to do outdoor activities right now. We'll be right back.
All right, here we have Felicia from the Animal Defense League and these two cuties. Who are these beauties?
So we have Custard and her brother, and they are in our foster program right now, and they're 6 weeks old. So they need a couple more weeks, need to gain a little bit more weight, and then they'll go up for adoption. But they are super, super sweet, very cuddly, and their sister also is in foster care too. So
they're so soft. Oh my goodness. Okay, so talk a little bit about your foster program.
Yeah, so it's really awesome. The great thing about the program is we provide you with everything that you need. So if you need blankets, towels, of course for these babies, litter, food, if they need any medication, all of that is completely provided for you. We just ask that you take them into your home, get them socialized, used to playing with toys, running around, and just having a great time. And it's really cool because you get to see them as little tiny babies grow up and be a part of that experience, and it's so rewarding. And you know, it's such an awesome opportunity. I'm a foster failure personally, as in I've had some fosters in my home that I couldn't give back because I absolutely fell in love, and that does happen from time to time. But we have so many fosters that continuously bring them back and take a new baby into their home, which is absolutely amazing because you're able to save thousands of lives by doing that.
And you were telling me a little bit earlier that y'all have several animals that are ready to be fostered.
Yes, we have around 80 right now currently who are in need of foster, and over 200 who already are in foster homes. So there's a lot of pets out there that need that time to just, you know, gain some weight, get socialized. Maybe they are going through some medical, you know, they have some medical needs, they need some physical therapy or different things. And then once they're ready, they come back and, you know, we'll help to get the word out there about them. And so hopefully they can find their forever home.
A very, very important job indeed. Really quickly, we do want to talk July 4th, just around the corner. What are some of your tips and tricks for keeping animals, foster animals, safe?
Yeah, so if you have pets at home, whether they're indoors or out, please make sure that they are microchipped. They have a collar with their tags on there. Make sure the information is up to date. And then also, you know, maybe if they have to be outdoors, maybe keep them in your garage so they're not getting spooked by the fireworks and all of the festivities that are taking place. Put on the radio, put on KSAT, you know, just have the news on, have something on so that kind of drowns out all the noise around them. And that'll just help to calm them down, make sure that they're feeling comfortable and at ease during all the fireworks and everything that's been going on.
Absolutely, keeping all of the pets as safe as possible. All right, well, if you want more information on the Animal Defense League, 11300 Nacogdoches, 210-655-1481, the number, adltexas.org. Again, for more info, thank you so much, Felicia.
Yes, thank you.
How cute.
Yeah, those are some cute kittens there. And I guess if you get one, how do you just not get both?
I know, because they're friends.
Very chill, yeah.
They keep each other
chill.
company. Well, and then, of course, happy 4th out there.
I like that. Okay, the sound effects
sound
too.
effects.
Thank you very much, Hardy, for
Thanks,
that.
Hardy.
Well, it is 5:46 right now and 80 degrees outside on your Independence Day.
Let's look out there with a drive cam. Alex Gomez on the road. He says, so far it's looking good. Not a whole lot of people there joining him, but we're going to be checking in with him to see where he's headed next.
Welcome back. It is now 5:50. Quick check of TransGuide traffic cameras, and things are just looking pretty good out there for 4th of July. So let's go ahead and check in with photojournalist Alex Gomez. He has been on the roads for us. And Alex, how are things looking, man? Didn't see too many people on the roads this morning.
Yeah, not too many people on the roads. I think drivers are just sleeping in. But guess what, RJ? I just did an entire loop on 410 with no issues. I started right there at 37 and 410, and I'm over here on the southeast side approaching 37 and 410 again. So I didn't have to touch my brake often. So that's how good speeds are out here, RJ.
All right, that is good to see, especially for anyone that may be trying to get some last-minute errands done, getting ready for 4th of July.
Indeed, and looking good for 4th of July. We like to see the forecast the way it is. Temperatures will be around 100 today. It'll be hot. Now we pay attention to Hurricane Beryl, and I feel like I've said Beryl like 97 times now. We're going to say it a lot more because there is going to be, I think, some impacts on South Texas when it comes to this hurricane. Right now, Category 3 hurricane, winds of 120 miles per hour. That is Cayman Islands right there. So it's affecting the Cayman Islands as we speak. Not a direct hit, but they are getting some pretty strong winds and some high surf, obviously. This moves towards Cancun and Cozumel by 1 a.m. tomorrow. And then crosses over the Yucatan into the Gulf of Mexico, probably weakening into a tropical storm as we've been talking about, and then probably re-strengthening into a low-wind hurricane as we get into early Monday morning. Notice the potential landfalls anywhere from Corpus Christi to northern Mexico. Still pretty wide range. And where this thing makes landfall is going to have a pretty big impact on what it means for us here locally in San Antonio. But notice as we extend out the cone of uncertainty, it includes San Antonio. And that's because there is a potential that there's this storm could turn north and move right in our direction. Now, it would be weakened at that point. But these are all things we've got to watch. And depending on its track is going to depend on how much rain we get. More westerly track, less rain. More northerly track, we'll get quite a bit. Regardless of where she goes, if you're going to the Texas coast this weekend, be on high alert for high surf, rip currents, even some rain and some coastal flooding. Even up here around Galveston, because as we know, when these storms through the Gulf of Mexico, the impacts are pretty wide-ranging. So just a heads up there. I know some people do like to go to the beach around this time of year. Obviously, it's July, but just be very careful. Spaghetti plots, yes, they're kind of centering in right there on deep South Texas or northern Mexico. We're kind of starting to get a consensus here, and then from there. Again, does it continue off to the north and west, or does it take a turn? Either way, I think we'll have some rain here in San Antonio, and we'll benefit from some tropical moisture. We've upped rain chances to 40% Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And know that on Saturday, if you have plans here locally on Saturday, we'll get some isolated showers and storms as a weak frontal boundary works in. So some good news ahead, I think, when it comes to rain. 80 in San Antonio right now, 79 in New Braunfels, 77 Kerrville. We'll top out at 100 today for your 4th of July. I hope you have a great afternoon and a great evening if you're heading out to the firework festivities. 99 Friday, 97 Saturday. We'll go 95 Sunday, and then we'll bring rain chances up and temperatures down Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, depending on what plays out with Beryl. We'll be right back.
Good morning, America, and happy 4th of July. Coming up, we'll have the latest on the president's meeting with Democratic governors. That was just last night, ahead of his next big test, his interview with George Stephanopoulos tomorrow. Plus, the deadly and devastating Hurricane Beryl once again on the move, this morning with the Gulf Coast and Mexico in its sights. We will track it all, plus the extreme heat that's building in 2 different places in the country. And we are celebrating Independence Day with big sales. Plus, best-selling cookbook author Carly Bodrug is here, serving up some great 4th of July favorites. You don't even have to leave home to go shopping because all the stuff is in your pantry right here on GMA.
Well, it's 4th of July, and if you need to know where you can find the best spots for watching fireworks tonight, well, we have definitely got you covered on KSAT.com. Just scan the QR code on your screen right there if you're still trying to make some plans, from celebrations at the Pearl to San Marcos, all the way up to Bernie, Kerrville, the Hill Country. We have a convenient and complete list available for you right now on KSAT.com. Plus, natural disasters can strike quickly and really hurt your finances. Ivan Herrera will be back with us during our 6 o'clock hour and tells us how to protect your most valuable things. And up next, of course, we are celebrating the 4th of July all morning on Good Morning San Antonio, how a local company is spreading patriotism with American flags made right here in the Alamo City. And taking a look here, Drive Cam, as photojournalist Alex Gomez makes his way through the streets of San Antonio. Things looking pretty good right now, but we will check in with him and also get your latest forecast with Justin coming up after the break.